Picture this: a world ruled by kings, bound by caste, and shackled by ancient rituals. A place where suffering is the norm and escape seems impossible. But then, out of nowhere, two rebels rise. Not warriors, not conquerors, but thinkers. One, a prince, walks away from luxury seeking the ultimate truth. The other, a nobleman who refuses to harm even an insect, seeing divinity in all life. Their ideas will shake the very core of India and change the course of history forever. It's the 6th century BCE. India, a land of powerful kings, bloody wars, and a strict caste system. The Brahmins, the elite priestly class, hold immense power. They control knowledge, rituals, and even the gods themselves. If you're born poor, you stay poor. If you suffer, well, that's just your karma. No questions asked, no way out. Two men, born into wealth and privilege, refuse to accept this world as it is. The first, Siddhartha Gautama, the man who will become the Buddha. The second, Vardhamana Mahavira, the spiritual force behind Jainism. They should have been rulers. They should have lived in palaces. Instead, they chose a different path, a dangerous path, a revolutionary path. Siddhartha, raised in the lap of luxury, is shielded from all suffering. His father, desperate to keep him from the harsh realities of the world, builds a perfect palace. No sickness, no old age, no death, just pleasure. But fate has other plans. One day, he ventures beyond the palace walls, and what he sees changes him forever. Mahavira, too, grows up surrounded by wealth and power. But from an early age, he feels something isn't right. The rituals, the rules, the violence of the world, it all seems pointless. His heart yearns for something deeper, something more. Now imagine you were born into royalty. Silk sheets, gold-plated everything. The best food money can buy. Would you give it all up to wander barefoot through the jungle, starving for answers? Be honest, yeah. Didn't think so. But these guys? They did. And it wasn't some weekend retreat. It was a lifelong mission. For Siddhartha Gautama, the moment of awakening hits like a lightning bolt. One day, as he steps beyond the palace walls, he sees 4 shocking sights. An old man, a sick man, a dead man, and a peaceful monk. It dawns on him, suffering is everywhere. And no amount of gold or silk will change that. That night, as the city sleeps, he makes a choice. He walks away, leaving behind his wife, his newborn son, and his entire kingdom. But his journey isn't easy. He trains under the greatest sages, starves himself to the brink of death, and nearly gives up. But then, under a massive Bodhi tree, he sits. Days pass. Demons of doubt and desire taunt him. But he does not move, and then enlightenment. He has seen the truth. Life is suffering. Suffering has a cause, and suffering can end. He is now the Buddha, the awakened one. For Mahavira, the transformation is just as extreme. Born into nobility, he feels disgusted by the material world. He takes a vow of non-violence so intense that he won't even harm an insect. He walks barefoot naked through the wild. He is mocked, beaten, but he does not waver. Years later, he reaches Kevala Jnana, absolute knowledge. He has become the Jina, the conqueror of the self. His message? Renounce everything, harm nothing, break free. Alright, real talk. If you had to choose, would you take the Buddha's path of balance or Mahavira's extreme discipline? Let us know in the comments. Because these guys, they went all in. The Buddha doesn't keep his knowledge to himself. He returns, not as a prince but as a teacher. He lays down the 4 noble truths. He introduces the 8-fold path. Right speech, right action, right livelihood, and more. He tells people, you don't need rituals, you don't need priests. You can find liberation on your own. And the people, they listen. His followers grow, his message spreads. Meanwhile, Mahavira leads a movement just as radical. Jain monks walk barefoot, sweeping the ground before them to avoid harming even the tiniest creatures. They fast for days, sometimes to death. Their message? Ahimsa, non-violence, is the highest truth. Jainism isn't about worship, it's about complete self-control and discipline. Their ideas take hold. Kings, merchants, farmers, everyone listens. The old order starts to crack, the Brahmins, not happy. But change is unstoppable. Within centuries, Buddhism spreads across Asia, China, Japan, Sri Lanka, transforming entire civilizations. Jainism remains in India, small but powerful, its followers known for discipline, intelligence, and success in business. But here's the twist. Despite their similarities, Buddhism and Jainism take very different paths. One becomes a global religion. The other remains concentrated in India. Why? What made the difference? Political power? Flexibility? Or something deeper? Well, that's a story for another time. Buddha and Mahavira started revolutions, not with swords, but with ideas. And those ideas, they still shape our world today. So now it's your turn. Could you walk away from everything for the sake of truth? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you love stories like this, hit that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe for more incredible histories that change the world.